Yo, welcome back to the Cap episode 206 here with my co-host RJ Levichin, who is trying to figure out how to count over there. I am Nate Sperlin. It's your weekly tour through hip hop. And on this episode, we have two projects to talk to you about. The first one being Young Stoner Life and Young Thug and Gunna's Slime Language 2. And the second one being Conway the Machine's La Maquina. RJ, which one are you most excited to talk about?
Oh man, might have to be more about the Conway thing, but I mean, Young Stoner Life, they did their shit. No
Yeah.
lie.
We'll get into all of that and more. We're on Verbal, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Just all of it. You feel me? Yeah. We love you. Catch us there. Bye. Yo, welcome back to the Cap episode 206. I am Nate Sperlin here with my co-host RJ Levichin. It's your weekly tour through hip hop. RJ, how you doing today?
Man, I'm good. It's a nice day outside. You know how it is. How are you?
I'm good, especially thinking about like yesterday, Friday. That weather was garbage with like
it was bricky.
What's that? Like the accent mark over the E or some shit? Yeah, that shit was garbage. Yeah, we out here with it today. Yeah.
I'm dead. Okay. Nah, it was garbage.
Yeah, it was. How you been though? Since the last episode, since episode 205.
I've been chilling, bro. We got some finally got some good music. We got I feel what's funny is I feel like Young Thug be like, all right, I'll save the year.
Young Thug put what was it? 2019 on his back. It was so much fun. That was
he's already 2021 already on his back. That's crazy.
Drip. They'll shoot sing my sneaker. All right, let me not sing Lil Uzi lyrics. All right. This is episode 206, like I said. Before we get started, we got like 2 albums to review and shit like that. So what was that? That wasn't even a 6.
No, it was a 1. You know what I'm saying?
You have 2 hands. Okay. All right. While he processes that, do us a favor, like and subscribe, and give us a comment. That would be great too. We'll wait for him to look at his hands like a kid and realize that. But anyway, the first project, we're gonna get right into it. The first project we had to discuss is the Young Stoner Life, Young Thug project. I think Gunna is also listed as a main guy on there too. Slime Language 2, which is 23 tracks, an hour and 15 minutes long. Wow, that's a lot of music. There's gonna be a lot of names that I'm gonna say, so please bear with me. First off, the Young Stoner Life roster, which is Young Thug's label: Young Thug, Gunna, Lil Key, Lil Duke, Dolly White, High Dora, Strick, Young Jordan, T Shine, Nechi, Cheat Code, Money Game Boo, YSL Fargo, Artana, Unfunk, Carly, Erlyn Manson, Goo, Young Kyo, and White Knight. And the in-house producers for Young Stoner Life are, of course, Weezy, Turbo, and Taurus. The features on this, we have a lot of good features here. We have Travis Scott, Drake, Rowdy Rebel, Lil Baby, YTB Tretch, Lil Uzi Vert, Coi Leray, Big Sean, Nav, Skepta, Future, YNW Melly, B Slime, FN the Dealer, Young Blue, Sheck West, Kid Cudi, and Meek Mill. Now, while I catch my breath, I feel like that fucking SpongeBob episode with the da 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 da.
That was All-Star roster right there.
Oh yeah, But while I catch my breath, let me pass it on to RJ. RJ, what did you think about Slime Language 2?
So that's interesting. I mean, I think that for me, I like Slime Language 1 and I like Slime Language 2. I think that the features kind of made it hard for them to not be hits. But personally, I don't think that there was I think that what's missing is that the top songs on Slime Language 1 are still in my rotation with songs like Chanel Go Get It or It's a Slime. And I feel like there isn't that song that I care about. Obviously, I'm gonna play the Drake song. The Drake song is gonna be played too much. I think the same with the Travis song. But Slatty to me is like one of the more like iconic songs, and I don't even necessarily see myself playing that song more than like a bunch of the music on So Much Fun or whatever. So it's like weird because I think that it's a good project, but I don't think that they struck gold on any of the songs personally.
Yeah, I agree. I think I listened to it last night and then today in the shower, and I was listening back to the songs that I had put in my playlist, and one thing that really struck me was there isn't really much playback value with this project at all. Like when you listen to it first listen, there's songs and you're like, okay, these are heat, I'm gonna listen to them again, and then the second listen is like, I don't know, I don't really know about that, and that's really how I feel. So I kind of listened to it in the shower to kind of narrow down my favorite songs, and we're gonna get to that in like later. But I have way more songs in my playlist than I actually do on the favorite songs list, so that's interesting. But one thing that stuck out to me was really, I think potentially I might be excited for a Gunna album, because I feel like on this project, on some of his verses, he started demonstrating that he has more than one flow, which I appreciated. So that little bit of versatility that I'm starting to get from Gunna, at least on this project, kind of spoke to me a little bit. What do you think?
I noticed that too, and I think that I'm tight because I've always known how good Gunna was. I always felt like the way that he and Lil Baby complimented each other so early in their careers, and how they had the ability to make songs with like massive hits so quickly in their careers, like was like an example to me of like, okay, Gunna's a guy. You just got to give him time. Like I can't be mad at him in his first two projects. His first two projects sound the same. Like that's very regular for artists for their first 2-3 projects to sound exactly the same. Even Kanye West had very similar vibes on his first 2 albums. Even though is that the problem with that? With so many people realizing that on Slime, because the first thing before we were recording was I had to check. Slime Language 1, it was Young Thug and Young Stoner Life, and Slime Language 2, it's Young Thug, Gunna, and Young Stoner Life. And so I think that it's very clear that Gunna was more involved, more important. He played a bigger role on this one. Is that the problem with the whole, I'm excited for a Gunna project, like he's now showing his versatility, is that it makes me wonder whether that's something that Young Thug brings out of Gunna, and that for us to get it consistently, it has to be brought out of him, or whether that's something that like he has, like that's instilled with him and he has the ability to do that on his own, because that's going to be what defines whether the next project is him experimenting or like Young Thug orchestrating different vibes.
I think the production on this project too was taken to the next level as well. I think Weezy has been someone that I've been debating with amongst my friend group about in the top 5, and some of my friends think he is top 5. Personally, I didn't, but I'm starting to see him kind of get away from that signature sound that he displayed on, for example, the Nav album that he just came out with last year, also all the Gunna projects and etc. So perhaps it's just the fact that Gunna needed Weezy to take the next step, Turbo to take the next step, Taurus as well to take the next step, and get into different bags in terms of their production for him to be able to feel the need to, okay, well, I can't approach this to my usual, okay, I'm gonna talk like this and then I'm gonna talk like this and I'm gonna blend with the beat. I have to actually like rap. So I think that could also be a part of it. And that being said, I'm fairly certain, and don't quote me on this because I definitely don't have any inside information or anything like that. But like
everybody pay attention.
All right, fuck you. Nah, but for real though, it's like I'm fairly certain that we're still going to get a Gunna project that is mostly produced by Weezy and Turbo. So hearing the beats that they put on Slime Language 2 also kind of plays into my very, very slight excitement for a Gunna project.
I fuck with it, but I also think that my issue is that Gunna hasn't had a hit on his own. I think he's had like one, he's had 2. Like he's had good. I'm not saying that he hasn't had 0, but he's had a few songs, but he hasn't had that thing to solidify himself as himself. I feel like he's always an accessory, and my issue is I think that he can be a main star, and he has to show that. So that's what's next for him, is that he needs to show that he can be the guy that garners all the attention for himself. But I don't even know if he's like that type of personality like I don't feel like he's that personality with the way that with the roles that he plays when he with Young Thug and when he's with Lil Baby. I don't know if that's his role. So maybe that never happens, but I think that's a step that he has to take. That's a step that I feel like people are waiting to see.
I think I've seen him perform. I forgot what year, but he did come to Syracuse one year. And in that performance, he was like, just the way that he was dressed kind of screamed superstar to me. Like you kind of tell, like based on like how an artist is dressed based on their performances and stuff like that, how they the image they want to put out. And from what he was like, he had like diamonds and shit, and like he was just like, for the lack of a better word, shining like all over. Like it was just like illuminating to the whole crowd and shit. So I think because of that, and that's obviously not that big of a sample size for me to really say this with concretely, but I think that based off of that alone, it's more so he may want to be a superstar, and perhaps he was just trying to establish himself, because we talked about it last podcast where we were talking about how artists need to establish their sound first before they start experimenting. And I think for sure Gunna has established his sound with his last 2 projects, and maybe the new one might be him experimenting, and I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I am excited for sure.
Yeah. Another artist who impressed me is a feature, YTB Trench. Impressed me. That last song, I forget the name of it. My City remix.
My City.
Is that's a good fucking song to me. He also had another feature on one of these songs, as I look it up right now, in RJ Vamps. But
I'm looking it up.
All right.
Like
well, in that case, all right, my fault. You got it. I'm the vamper here. So yeah. Applause for that.
Well, I don't
applause for me vamping. It's beautiful. But,
I still don't know what song you're talking about. Man.
I got it. All right, I passed the ball to you, RJ. You got to do it. You got to vamp, dude.
Hey, all I want to say is that this cover is also crazy, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I wish more covers were like this.
I
like that the dogs
shows everybody.
Yeah,
it shows like it's a whole, like they were going for a family vibe, and it's Paid the Fine with Lil Baby and Young Thug. Yeah, that song was good too. I enjoyed that song as well. But yeah. So favorite songs?
Favorite songs.
Wait, actually no. Based off of this project, are you more excited for like which artist from Young Stoner Life are you most excited for the next album from?
Gunna, for sure.
Gunna. What about?
I think that Young Thug has solidified himself. What?
What about Thug and Punk, which is the rumored name for his next project?
I don't know about all that, but I think that Young Stoner Life is full of like trap artists and then like weird artists.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very much like the intersection between like weird and talented.
Yeah, so I definitely want to see, but I want to see like Lil Duke like go off.
Yeah,
feel like this nigga just, this nigga been a feature on Slime Language shit like OD, and I never see him like take control. So I want to see him do that.
Yeah, like he's had some verses that impressed me on I believe that one song he's on with So Much Fun. He impressed me, and he proved to be another one of these artists who are Young Thug clones. So I appreciate that. So I kind of put him in the same category as Gunna and Low Key in that way. But another song before we get to favorite songs for real. One song that really piqued my interest and I definitely have to give a second listen to is Como Te Llama by Hydora. That was a very interesting song to me. It's catchy. It's actually very catchy, and I'm gonna give it a second listen and I'll get back to you on that. But, yeah.
My favorite songs are Proud of You, Slatty, and Paid the Fine. No, maybe Came and Saw. Yeah.
All right. I think
Rowdy did the same.
I think Proud of You is interesting because I feel like Uzi's actual songs are better than his features. And I don't really like. I think that, and it's
You
not
think
that
he's definitely a better solo artist than a feature artist.
yeah, and but I don't think it's really because of inability from him to be a good feature artist. It's really just more so him using features as trying to be experimental versus him actually just coming in and being like, okay, I'm the best rapper here, so let me show everybody I'm the best rapper here. And
Right.
he doesn't really, I think it's really just more so like him just trying to be like, okay, well, this is practice, so let me try to see what other new shit I can do. And this is like one of the many times that he's tried a new flow and something that I personally haven't heard from him before on that song. So it's an interesting song. I'll give you that. It's in my playlist. It made the playlist, but it's not really my favorite song. But my favorite songs are Pots and Pans with Lil Duke and Nav, Superstar with Thug and Future. Some people hate what Future did on that shit. I actually like it. I like when Future tries to push the boundaries. I never heard him in that cadence before either. So I guess that's an example of being experimental in a feature and working. Also came out with Gunna and Lil Keed, and finally My City remix with YTB, Trench, and Young Thug. That's my four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good list.
Huh? All right, moving on, we have Conway the Machine, La Maquina, 11 tracks, 41 minutes long. We have J Skis, 2 Chainz, 7 The Genius. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but I don't. There's mad words, mad syllables there. But 7 The Genius, Ludacris, JID, El Camino, Shots, Westside Gun, and of course Benny the Butcher. My first listen to this, and here's my hot take off the bat. I think out of the 3 Griselda boys, Benny the Butcher clearly has the highest ceiling, but in terms of consistency, it's Conway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I think the highest highs and the lowest lows are Westside.
You think so? I mean, I haven't.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Westside hasn't had a high for me.
He sells the most records.
Okay, but I mean musically though. Like musically is like
Pray for Paris to me is a bigger high than Burden of Proof was, and had multiple songs that had the whole like underground hip hop world be like, oh shit.
I mean, the thing with Westside is that
and he also he was the first person to drop a studio album that everybody liked, and that was like 2-3 years ago.
I mean, with the Westside, I think for me personally, it's just his voice is just something that you have to get used to, and I'm just not there yet.
Yeah, 2018 Supreme Blientele.
So what'd you say?
In 2018, Supreme Blientele is it was the first project of theirs to on a studio level go off, and yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of rappers that I have realized that people don't like them because of their voice, and that's up to them. But I think that he definitely has dropped some of the best. He has some of the best beat selection out of the 3, in my opinion, personally.
All right, I have to listen back to that. But I think, what did you think about La Maquina though?
I think that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you're right. Is that Conway? I mean, I think that they're all consistent. I think that it's sometimes I just think that Conway has his pocket is smaller, so he's not trying to do too much. He just does what he's good at, and it's simpler. That being said, I think it was a great project, great beat selection, and I think the only thing that I'm missing is a few more songs.
Yeah, I think he teased the what's supposed to be his one project on Shady a lot on this project, and that might be the one that's coming next. And I think that if he's able to maintain this level or even surpass it, then that's going to be a very, very good project. But like I said, I think Benny has the highest ceiling out of all 3 because Burden of Proof is something that I haven't seen any other Griselda artist touch yet. But I think that when you look at Benny from Burden of Proof to Plugs I Met 2 versus Conway from King to a God to this one, La Maquina, I think that from King to a God and La Maquina are really, really good and of the same quality versus Burden of Proof being perhaps in the realm of 2020, a 2020 classic versus the Plugs I Met 2, which is something that I personally haven't gone back and listened to at all. So I think that overall, this is a good project. I like the features on it as well. Jay Skis is interesting to me because some of the verses that he had on this project make me want to hear more of him. I also appreciate the fact that Conway put JID and Ludacris on a song together, and that song just kills. That might be the best song on the project, but I still have to listen to it a little bit more to get used to Ludacris's flow again, because I haven't heard Ludacris rap in a while. But JID, where's the album, buddy?
Bro, nah, bro. Dave, UK artist, was in the studio with JID yesterday. JID's about to drop a classic. I said it. I'm saying it right
I need it.
She's dropping a classic.
Where is it?
No. It's not a good album, not a great album.
No, I understand. Where is it?
No, I don't think you get it.
All right, break it down for me.
I think he's going to solidify himself as the second best artist in Dreamville.
Okay.
I think that he's going to solidify himself as an artist that's on the level of a Schoolboy Q in TDE, where those conversations that people have been having comparing TDE and Dreamville when they really shouldn't be are going to be like a lot more heated, because JID is gonna make up for a lot that they may miss. And I don't know how the hip hop game responds, because I think that JID is one of those guys that realized that, like, all right, I was a little bit too rapidy rap on the last one. I think I was a little bit too much. So I think I'm gonna give them, and Spillage Village kind of gave it. Okay, I can give them like sonics that aren't just me rapping my ass off, and they'll still fuck with it. And that's what makes a guy like that dangerous.
Yeah.
Because they're not just trying to let me rap your head off for the whole album. He's like, let me just make you sink in. And if JID gets motherfucking sinking in, it's done. It's done. People really gonna be like, oh bro, he the next Kendrick, and then I've
already heard that chatter, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, I think that people compare them because they rap fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, nah, bro, like conceptually though, like they be on the same level. I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be very upset.
Nah.
But I want to see it.
Who are you more excited for a next album from? Is it JID or is it Cordae? Like, who do you think has the most upside?
JID.
You think JID?
But I also think that Cordae.
I think
it's JID easily, but I wonder if Cordae may be overthinking his next album.
I think Cordae, from some of the snippets I've heard, and obviously I try not to give that too much credence, but from some of the snippets I've heard from Cordae, it seems like he heard all the Twitter jokes about him being a stay-at-home dad and stay-at-home husband, because Naomi Osaka is killing it in tennis. It seems like he wants to establish, like, hey, I'm talented too. We're a power couple for a reason, and
yeah, I think so too. But I think that JID is a better rapper. Period. I don't think that Cordae can put words together like JID can. JID like can go toe to toe with J. Cole. I don't think Cordae can go toe to toe with J. Cole.
What I will say right now is that I have more Cordae songs than JID songs. That's what I'll say right now.
Yeah, I think that, but I also think that sonically Cordae is closer to what you enjoy than what JID does.
I think JID
like JID is like rapping at you, and you're like, all right, nigga.
I think JID is proven to be more versatile though than Cordae.
We gotta see.
In some aspect.
I'm not sure of that.
Because when you think about his last album, and you think about Off D's with J. Cole, and then you think about what's that song with ASAP for Westbrook? Like, those are two completely different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Cordae hasn't had the time to do that. Cordae was in a group that did not suit him, and then he dropped his debut.
Yeah, but then he also gave us.
And if you think about it, like the single with Roddy Ricch doesn't really match a lot of the stuff that he's had gifted.
Yeah. Do you think that's gonna be the sound of his next project?
Yeah, I do think that he's gonna overthink being different, and he's not, and it's gonna be like it might be a little bit off. It could potentially be off-putting. I don't think it's gonna be off-putting, but I think that like right now JID, especially because JID is a sneaky 31 or 30, something like that.
Wait, for
sneaky
real?
30 or 31. Yeah.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah, exactly. And that sneaky 30. That sneaky 30.
He has like, life lessons to give us.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. No, fully. No, seriously.
Yeah, that's damn. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So when you have the sneaky 30 in your bag, like, it's very different than a guy that's like just dropped his debut, just left his childhood friends. Like that's a very different bag to get into. So I think that right now JID for sure. I'm much more excited. But I think that No, I'm not even gonna compare.
No.
JID like
I'm excited for both. I'm very excited for both.
I'm very excited for JID. I'm excited for Cordae.
Yeah, I'm excited because also I also just I'm just interested to think about how Cordae potentially follows up, outshining what was supposed to be one of the biggest albums of the year, outshining
Chances album.
Yeah, Chances Out, The Big Day, like. Because he just dropped that and it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna listen to the Chance albums first. Okay, it was and then Cordae just took the whole weekend over, and it was like it just wasn't a contest.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that, like, you know, you think about how young Cordae was when he dropped that album, and then I go listen to Acid Rap, and I'm like, oh, this is untouched. This hasn't been touched yet. So
yeah,
I don't get too deep into that because I think that, you know, people go through, you know, artistic phases and they gotta figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think the expectations for Cordae might be higher, like as like in the general
than JID.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because JID is the heir to the Dreamville throne, and Cordae does not have that storyline thing tapped like on him in the same way, where it's like directly like JID, when we speak about JID, we know that he's the second guy in Dreamville. Top guy is J. Cole, and the people that we compare him to sonically is Kendrick. That is that the bar can't be higher. The bar couldn't be higher. It's literally not possible. You're being compared to J. Cole and Kendrick. Ain't no bar higher than that.
But at the same time, I think there's value.
Cordae not even really be compared to nobody.
Personally, I compare him to J. Cole.
All right, we gonna do that. All right, you got it. And to be honest, being compared to Kendrick to me is still a higher ball than being compared to J. Cole.
It is, but it's still being compared to like, J. Cole is like very, very high.
Cordae has not shown to me that he can rap on a level like J. Cole. I'm sorry, I haven't seen that yet.
Listen to the Lost Boy again. I think that he can rap.
I think that he's like he can speak on shit and he can get a point across and it can be beautiful.
Lost Boy.
J. Cole, there are some songs.
Hey, that boy Lost, like, man.
There's a few songs where J. Cole's like, I'm just literally just.
You seen Lost? You need a map.
He's just gonna rip the beat apart. I don't. Cordae doesn't like attack beats like that. In my opinion,
he's shown the.
Like I feel like he'd be too swaggy. Sometimes I'll be like, bro, go in, and that nigga be swaggy as fuck on the beat. I'm like, why are you getting swaggy on this beat, nigga? If you don't kill this shit right now, then he just stays swaggy. Like JID is never going to get swaggy. His first intention is murking the beat.
What do you think about Cordae's performance on? And if you don't remember the song, it's fine. We can just move on. But Broke as Fuck. The Take a Day Trip beat.
It was good, but I don't think that that's a bag he should be getting into too much.
You don't think so?
Personally,
I thought that was the best song on the project.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta go back.
Yeah.
I have to go back.
All right. Favorite song? Anyway, back to Conway and the Machine. Conway the Machine. Wow, not Florence and the Machine.
Ooh.
Yeah. No,
best songs. Bruiser Brody. Scatterbrain. I mean, Ludacris. What the fuck?
Yeah. And, I was not expecting that. That came out of nowhere.
Gang.
Yeah. I got Blood Roses. I agree with you with Bruiser Body. I agree with you with Scatterbrain. I got Blood Roses and KD. There is a lot of basketball references in here, and I just enjoyed them all.
Yeah. Good songs. Great songs.
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
All right. Anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Hey, man. Y'all have a good day.
You sound like one of them niggas that be at the restaurant. It's like, who made this shit? Who made this? You deserve a raise, bro.
Nah, I want you to know that I can never do that because I know that if I was on the other side, I would have been like, and that like you telling me that I did a good job when I just cooked you some eggs and bacon, like, is not going to make up for like you having me shook as fuck.
Hey, bro, that beef patty frozen. I ain't do that.
Nigga, I put that shit in the microwave, bro. Please just eat that shit and go.
Hey, bro, I hit the quick key and that shit just did the work. You feel me? Magic hands. All right. Thanks for listening. This has been The Cap. This is episode 206. here with RJ Levy-chin. I don't. That's RJ Levy-chin in the most ugly pose that you could think of. I'm Nate Sperlin. Please do us a favor and like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Like.
We'll be here next week.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay safe, wear a mask, and wash your hands. So, I mean, first of all, you should just be washing your hands in general. If you're not,
I hope that you are already doing that, sir.
Please don't talk to me if you don't wash your hands. But
motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker. All right, we out.